Welcome to the Blue Water Club. You're in the right place if you love cruising. I know we all do, and we're going to help give you all tips, tricks, cruise news, cruise vlogs. This is going to be the perfect channel if you're new to cruising or experienced cruiser. This is the Blue Water Club. You're now members of the Blue Water Club, and you are going to love what we have to offer. So take a break from work or whatever you're doing. Let go of anything that you might be stressed out about, because it's time to put your toes in the sand for the next 10 minutes and enjoy the water here at the Blue Water Club. Now, I have something I want to talk about that I don't see a lot of YouTubers talk about, and that's cruising with kids. I have two wild boys, one is 4 and one is 10. So I want to give you the experience that I have had, me and my wife Chelsea, when it comes to bringing our kids on cruises. And our kids love to cruise because they need a vacation just as much as we do a lot of times from school and things like that. So I want to talk about the Carnival cruising experience with children, the good and the bad. So first of all, I want to start off with the good. The good is there's a lot of very quick free food options. I feel like Carnival, when it comes to free food options, is the best cruise line. I feel like it's better than Royal Caribbean, especially just having food that you can grab and go. And kids, when they're hungry, they don't want to wait. They start, getting hangry pretty quickly. So for our kids, we love Carnival because we can easily grab a guy's burger or grab some watermelon off of the buffet and then still hang out by the pool, somewhat near the pool, not by the pool. You cannot eat next to the pool or in the seats that sit in the water. You cannot eat in those. You have to be off to the side of the pool in order to eat, or they will get onto you when it comes to that. But yeah, the next thing is the cost. So if you're a family of 4 or 5, then you're going to be looking for cost-friendly vacations, and I think at Carnival is basically the cheapest way to vacation that I have found. We've went on many other types of vacations, and I can never brag enough about how cheap it is to cruise on Carnival, especially if you get a good promotion or email from Carnival that you can use. It's definitely, if you're looking for a budget-friendly vacation with your kids, 100% cruising, especially at Carnival, is the way to go. The next topic for cruising with kids on the good side is there is a lot of kid-friendly activities and attractions. So Carnival has, the Dr. Seuss parade. They have the water park. They have an arcade. They have a lot of different options for kids, and every option is going to vary based on the cruise ship. So make sure that you check out the cruise ship that you're going on to see what kind of kid-friendly options they have. But there's a lot of options that can help keep your kids entertained throughout the different sea days that you're going to be on the cruise. The next thing is free childcare. Now, there's a little bit of good and bad when it comes to free childcare. I'll get to that in the bad part. But regardless, free childcare, or they call it a summer camp, is awesome to have. If your kids are good with, leaving you and going to a place with strangers. And so if you have a hard time dropping your kid off at school or a regular daycare, it's probably not going to be much different. And we experienced a little bit of that when we tried to drop our littlest off at the free childcare. He did not want us to leave. But sometimes you want to take a break from watching your kids, because it can be a lot of work just keeping your eyes on them constantly, because if you turn your head for a split second and they're gone. So that is an option. The last thing is, on the good side, is there's a lot of other families with kids on Carnival. So with Carnival, it is very well known to be more of a family-friendly, kid-friendly experience, and so you're not going to have a shortage of other families or other kids for your kids to make friends with and play with and talk to, and a lot of people that are going to be in your age range with kids in your age range. So that is a very good thing when it comes to cruising on Carnival. Now let's get to the bad parts of cruising with kids on Carnival. There's a lot of things that Carnival can do to make the experience a little better with cruising with children. And one of my biggest things that we have noticed is the water park, which is called Waterworks. It is horribly designed on every ship. It's basically the same on every ship. You have a small area for toddlers with one little small water slide, and it's also connected to a very like 2 or 3 very large water slides. So the problem is the toddlers can easily run up the stairs to the large water slides if you're not watching them. And that is very frustrating because we want to just put our kid in the splash pad area, have a lot of slides and things for them to do, and then just relax for a couple hours. You can't really do that if you have a kid that's wild like mine, where he sees the bigger kids running up the stairs with their tubes to go jump on the big water slides and he can't go up there. Well, he doesn't really know that. So we got to constantly run up there and stop him and make sure he's not doing that, and can't take our eyes off of him because the big kid water slides are not separated from the little kid play area, which is completely like backwards. It should have a toddler area that is gated in where your kids can't just run off. And the stairs take you to other places other than the water slides. They can take you to other places as well. So you can't hardly, unless you have a kid that listens 100% of the time and you know they're not going to take off, then you can kind of relax. But with us, we could not take our eyes off our kid because he wanted to go up to the big slides with the big kids. He doesn't know he can't ride those. It's horribly designed. It's like that on every ship. And even the newer ships like the Mardi Gras and the Jubilee, it's even worse. The water slides, the big water slides come out right at the bottom of the toddler splash pad. So that not only can they not go on them, but they try to get in the bottom of them when other people are coming down. I've seen kids get in there and get kicked in the head by other kids. And so it's just not designed well at all. And Carnival, I don't know, the people that designed it must not have children. That's all I can say. The other thing is the free daycare is nice, but whenever we tried to use it a few times, in the toddler area especially, it was extremely crowded and loud and chaotic. And if you have kids that are like sensitive to sound or have sensitivity issues or anything like that, it can be an experience that they might not want to be in. I know, like my 4-year-old, when we dropped him off, he did not want to be in there. It was like 20 kids in there screaming, toys everywhere, they're all over the floor. Kids are all over the floor. It was very loud, very chaotic, and so I think that that there needs to be bigger rooms. The room was kind of small. It was kind of, at least for the toddlers. And I think that, maybe they could have separate daycare room for kids that are more sensitive to sound and things like that. So that's the other thing about the daycares. They are free, but, and I think the older groups are much more common and bigger rooms, have bigger rooms, but it seems like the toddler room was kind of small and more chaotic. The next thing is long wait times at the main dining room. So if you have kids that are very impatient like mine, then waiting 2 hours to eat food at a dining room might not be the best idea. We did it a couple times, and even during the brunch during the day, it can take an hour and a half to get your food and eat. I mean, it's very slow. Sometimes it depends on the ship and the staffing, but it can take up to 2 hours easily to get your to finish dining at the main dining room, because it takes so long to get your food and to get your order in and things like that. So if you have impatient kids, it might not be a good idea to try the main dining room unless you take them to the child care or the Camp Ocean care, because it can take a long time to eat, and my kids are not going to sit at a dining table for 2 hours. That's just not how it works for us. The last thing I want to talk about is shore excursions. Now, shore excursions are activities you can purchase through Carnival to do at the different ports that you will go to throughout your cruise. The thing about shore excursions is that a lot of them are not very kid friendly. Matter of fact, a majority of them are not kid friendly. A lot of them require a lot of hiking, a lot of driving, a lot of waiting in line, a lot of heat. So what we tend to do is we try to find a nice family beach or something to go to. We still get our drink on and things like that, just like everybody else. But we don't do the excursions. We usually do like a beach club or something like that we can have fun with the kids and still relax and enjoy our day. So we tend not to book a lot of excursions. There are kid-friendly excursions that are traditionally a beach club or something like that, but a lot of times they're more pricey than just like finding a taxi and going to a beach club on your own, depending on the port you're at. So like Cozumel is a popular beach club port. Find a cab and go to Paradise Beach or Mr. Sancho's or something like that, and you'll have a good time. Now I got some bonus tips and tricks I want to share when it comes to cruising with kids. My first tip is to get an ocean view room. Interior rooms, they feel pretty cramped, especially when you get kids that want to run around and jump on the bed and mess it up. It can get messy really quick. And the ocean view room, it has the big window where the kids can kind of like sit on the ledge and look out the window, and we have pictures of both my boys when they were around 4 or 5 sitting in that window staring at the water, and it's a really good picture moment, and the kids love that window. They spend so much time just sitting in that window. My 4-year-old has little Hot Wheels cars, and he was rolling them in that window ledge. The window ledge is big enough for a little kid to sit in. It's pretty big and pretty entertaining for them. My wife does not prefer the balcony rooms just because we are helicopter parents and we just have this fear of one of our kids climbing over the railing or standing on a chair and falling off a railing. And there's a lot of people that fall off cruise ships. It's like at least once a month. So we are a little bit too nervous to have little kids on a balcony or have balcony doors. You forget to unlock them or forget to lock them. So things like that. And my second tip is strollers. So stroller can be a really good thing or a really bad thing. So the good thing is strollers have gotten us through long lines. We've been able on embarkation day, we were able to cut to the front of the line because we had a stroller, and on debarkation onto ports and things, we're able to cut lines because we have a stroller, and we don't ask. A lot of times they'll just open the rope and let us through. But the other thing is about having strollers is if your kid's tired and they need a comfortable place to sit, you got your stroller. We have a pretty good sized stroller, so that's the thing. Our stroller can be cumbersome. We have a pretty big stroller because it's a lot more comfortable, but the cruise ship is also not that accommodating to strollers. There's certain places where there's stairs, but there might not be an elevator nearby, so you got to carry it up or down the stairs or walk across to another place where you can catch an elevator, and then you got to wait in line, and then the elevator might be too full for the stroller. So there's issues with just getting around the ship when you have a bulky stroller. So that would be my 2 tips for cruising with kids. I'll probably make another video on tips and tricks on cruising with kids because I have a lot more to share. So please leave a comment if you have any tips, tricks, or complaints or things that you love about cruising with kids. And it could be any cruise line, really. And hit that notification bell before you leave the Blue Water Club so we can see you next time.